Racing League Season 2 continues with the Formula Renault 3.5 Series race number 5. This week, we're going from Monte Carlo to Portugal and the Algarve circuit. Here's the driver's standings after 4 races. Senna 211, who was not at Azure, still holds the lead with 75 points because of his 3 race wins. Knight Racing second at 68. Bozak is here at 46 points. T-Man fourth, Stillen, and It's All Gravy round out the top 6. We've had some driver changes this week, so there are new drivers in new cars. First, we'll look at the Constructors' Championship with Vazmak leading by only 2 points now over Besmoni. Both teams with new second drivers in this race. Vanatech third, Dombreville is fourth. Let's see the starting grid at Algarve. Senna 211 is back and he's on pole of 127.6 with Knight Racing 727 beside him, a quarter of a second back. Donovan has moved to Team Vazmak to join Senna 211 and starts inside row 2. Bozak in the Fanatec a 128.0, the top 4 within 4 tenths. Still in 421 inside row 3 at 28.4 with T-Man 1975 on the outside. Jet Run 76 joins Team Besmoni and puts a 130.4 to start inside row 4. And Scarlet Biwana, a 131.6 rounds out the 8-car grid. It's 25 laps at Algarve, starting now.
As the lights go green, a little bit of a slow start for Knight Racing as Bozak jumps him on the inside. And will take the lead into turn 1. Senna and Knight side by side. There goes Donovan, losing off and on the circuit. So it is Bozak from 4th on the grid who will lead in lap 1. Senna 211 right behind him, and side by side Donovan and Knight Racing. Everybody away cleanly. Jet Run 76 is moving up to 6th place there. A tight and twisty circuit with tons of elevation changes. As Bozak comes around to the lead lap number 1 down the hill. Everybody on the DRS down this long front straightaway. And here they are, Bozak first, Senna 211, Donovan up to 3rd, with Knight Racing 4th, Scarlet Biwana now up to 5th place in the Dombreville. Stillen has dropped back now to 6th, as he goes wide entering turn 3. T-Man now 7th, and Jet has dropped back to 8th place in the Besmoni in his debut race.
As we look back here at the start of the race, Bozak, you see, getting an incredible jump on Knight Racing. Knight getting right up alongside pole sitter Senna as cars go wide there. Jet Run from 7th up to 6th. Here's the start from Stillen, and you see Bozak just timed it perfectly and then put his car down the inside, takes that lead. There's the pass into 6th for Jet Run. A little bit raggedy, but everybody nice and clean rejoining the circuit. Now this a little further along in lap 1, just a little nudge there, Jet Run on T-Man, and that's what dropped him back now to 7th place. as we go back live with your leader, Bozak.
As we get our first indication of lap times here. Lap 2 of 25 in the books. Bozak leads 129.3, so they are really moving. Not far off qualifying pace. .29.1 for Senna as he tries to get that gap down. 7/10 as they come down the back straight. Meanwhile, we've got a battle for 5th between Stillen and Scarlett Biwana. T-Man close enough to pounce if anything goes wrong here. Jet has dropped a little ways back in his first race. Still in all over, takes a peek, but that's not a corner to really get your nose in. Just trying to unsettle the Brit, maybe. And there it is, off. Dylan will get the position up to 5th place. A little fight back from Scarlett, but good pressure and a good pass by Stillen 421 there. Takes 5th place. Back up front, the gap getting tighter and tighter. Here it is. Bozak and Senna 211. Racing for the lead, 1st and 3rd in the championship. Split by Night Racing 727, who runs 4th at the moment. And a little gap there as Senna had to slow down for track limits, and that allows Nodovan to get by. Although Senna coming right back, the teammates giving each other lots of room. Yes, the Belgian will retake 2nd place, but a track limit penalty slows him down, and as they exchange positions, Night Racing is now right in here as well. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th very tight now here on lap 4. And a little bit of a gap now you saw there for Bozak. He'll be able to breathe just for a minute here. Whoa, and very loose there, Nodovan. That's going to put Night Racing right on his tail as they come over the crest of the hill. DRS Open Night on the outside. It's a drag race to turn 1 as we start lap number 5. Last of the late breakers, and he makes the turn. Great stuff there from Nodovan. Knight right on his tail. And a good launch down that back straightaway as he pulls a few car lengths. Meanwhile, Jet Run has moved into 7th place. Scarlett Biwana looks to have had an issue as Jet goes very wide there. As we go back up front, Senna pulling a gap now on his teammate. Nodovan still being dogged by the Canadian. Well, both Canadians to be fair. And Scarlett Biwana in the pit, so an incident there. Having to get some damage fixed, and he's going to come back out just in front of the leaders as Bozak will start lap number 6.
And here's what happened to Scarlett. A great battle with Stillen. We saw Stillen pass him. He came back to him at the end of the straight and then lost it on exit. And then on to the back stretch. Oh, it just lost it and put it into the wall. So that's why Scarlett was in the pits there.
And out of the race is Jet Run 76 in his debut in the Night Racing League. A blown engine. So not the greatest of starts, and probably some cooling issues there. Not being reset after qualifying. But a good start, a good qualifying run, and he'll be back in the next race. No issues there. Bozak leads lap 6.
And this is just a replay of Jet Run 76's first race coming to an end as the engine blows up in the Besmoni number 25.
Senna continues to pull in the leader. 3/10 on that lap. Nodovan, the fastest on lap 6, a 29.4, so the leaders are closing up. Night Racing in 4th, just doing the leader's pace. Now 13 seconds behind. And Knight has dropped a place to Stillen. Spun coming out of turn 1. And Stillen pounces on that. He will take 4th place.
And here's what happened tonight into turn 1. A tank slapper almost saved it, but around it goes. Doesn't lose a ton of time. Only had about a 5-second lead, but they're Stillen now. And the two of them have to be very careful side by side through turns 3 and 4, but Stillen gets the position.
So a mistake by the Canadian is going to drop him back. Keep an eye on that battle. Here is the run for second. Santa 211 still in front of Nodovan. The battle here is for 4th place. That's Scarlett Biwana up ahead. He's now a lap down. You just saw the battle for second and third just off the right side of the screen there as this circuit switches back up and down this hill. Very close for second place. On the timing screen, Nodovan is right on him. So we've got 2 good battles going now. T-Man is 6th, with Scarlett Biwana a lap down in 7th. Jet Run 76 retired with a blown engine on lap 5. Nodovan lining up his teammate. No attempt there. As wide again goes Senna. He's already had a slowdown penalty. As we look now back, no attempt there by Knight, but Dylan 421 goes wide. And Nodovan is into second place.
And here it is, just after we left, you saw there Senna going wide, and in fact did get a slowdown penalty for track limits, Nodovan getting the free pass. So he's now in second place.
Mandatory pit stops will be coming up here as we approach halfway. Lap 9 of 25. This is your battle for fourth place. Stillen in the Sheriff. Whoa, very wide by Night Racing. Stillen 421 in fourth, Night Racing 727 fifth. We'll do a field rundown here as well. DRS open and in the tow again. Careful about how much movement you do with that DRS open. We all saw what happened to Bozak at Le Mans. These two right on it. Here is Bozak. Your leader by 6 seconds now in the Fanatec number 6. Second is Nodovan in Vazmak 27, leading his teammate Senna 211. The championship leader in the Vazmak number 26. Then this, the closest battle on the circuit, still in 421 in fourth place with Night Racing 5th. T-Man 1975, just off at the top of the hill there. Your sixth place car leading his teammate, Scarlett Biwana. Leaders go through to start lap number 11. The lap time still consistent, 29.7 for the leader. Senna 211, the fastest that time, around 29.5. This battle for fourth has... This will be a big race for Bozak. The only driver of the top three in points to not have a win. Senna 211 winning the first 3 races. He was not at Azure Circuit for race 4. Night Racing took that one. As they are back close together again, the two Vazmak cars. Oh! And they've touched! Senna 211 around. Looked like Nodovan got a little loose there. Senna just couldn't get out from behind and they touched. As he comes over the hill, Nodovan goes through. As the cameraman, it is pits for Senna 211. So the first of the leaders to come in.
And here it is from on board Senna. You see the little lockup by Nodovan kind of dropped his pace off, and Senna just getting too close and touching the back. So front wing damage there.
This will temporarily move Stillen 421 and Night Racing up to third and fourth. And we don't know the state of Nodovan, who got a little bump in the back end there. I mean, it's time to pit anyway, so even if there's the slightest bit of damage, you're going to see him come in there. Here is Senna 211 now with the damage fixed. But he has now dropped to 6th place. T-Man has gone through as well and has almost a 19-second lead. So work to be done here for the Belgian to try and get himself back up close to the podium. The only silver lining, of course, is that it happened right in the pit window, so he was going to have to come in anyway. Bozak goes through to start lap 13. A 1 minute 30.6, maybe just managing things here as Donovan now does come in on lap 13. Still in 421 goes through, as does Night Racing. Just pulling away a little bit here late in the stint. Knight not as close as he was. Donovan now, service complete, will come out. He's in 4th. There goes T-Man right now into turn 1, so he will take 4th place temporarily, yet to pit. An 18-second gap now on Senna 211. That'll be interesting to see how close they are after T-Man pits. Back with your leader on lap 13, Bozak. And he's going around again. He's going to do lap 14. We'll see what Still in 421 and Night Racing do. Their pit crews are out and in pit lane, and they're both coming in. So Still in 421 from 2nd place, Night Racing from 3rd. Knight gets to his box first earlier in pit lane. And here is Stillen. Fuel and tires. And Knight is down and away. And he's going to pass in the pits. Stillen is out now, but Night Racing makes up 2nd place in the pits. Donovan goes through, retakes 2nd place. But a very efficient pit stop. Here comes Senna 211 now, right behind these guys. So Knight out in 3rd, Still in 4th, and with that little bit of damage that had to be fixed, Senna 211 is 5th after the pit sequence. So, oh boy, we've got a real ding-dong now here for the final podium spot. Still in all over Night Racing. And your pole sitter stuck behind both of them. Bozak still out on lap 15. It's a 43-second gap. You got to think that's good enough. Three cars over the crest of the hill down the front straightaway. DRS open in the toe. Here we come. Night Racing 727, Still in 421, Senna 211 as they start lap 15. And a move by Senna at the end of the back straight, and he takes fourth. Nice move there. Stillen coming right back as Bozak finally pits at the end of lap 15. He should have enough in hand to get back out before Nodovan. We'll watch that gap as we continue to watch. Senna goes wide. Very wide. Stillen will retake fourth place. Bozak finally moving. And here's Nodovan down the front straightaway. This is for the lead. You hear the car accelerating, the Fanatec, but it is Nodovan in first place. Bozak, a long pit stop, drops to second. It's a 3-second gap as we go back to the fourth place battle, still in 421 in front of Senna 211. They exchange positions a couple of times, and that gives Knight just a 1-second breathing room as they all come down the end of the back straightaway. Your new leader, lap 16, Nodovan. And just realizing this is only his second race in the Formula Renaults. I didn't realize he'd missed two. He's done an incredible amount of testing this week and is looking fantastic. He now leads Bozak by 3 seconds as we check back in on the fourth place battle. Night Racing 727 is third. This is the battle on the racetrack between pole sitter Senna 211, now fifth, after having some contact with his teammate, and still in 421, who passed Knight on the circuit and then lost the position back in the pit stop exchange. You see that Vazmak just squirming around as he tries to get the power on. As out wide goes Stillen. We are being told there are some time penalties that are going to be applied, so that is going to make things even more interesting. As Senna takes a look, nothing there. He gets good drive and he's set up very, very well for the run down the front straightaway. And just testing those track limits as Senna continues to put the pressure on. You mentioned there are some time penalties for track limits out here. And Bozak in second place, 3 seconds time penalties. So that is going to, in effect, as he is closed up now on Nodovan. But you can add 3 seconds to that gap. It is now a 5-second gap. These two all over. I don't know what to watch. Night Racing is pulling away now from these guys as they continue to attack and defend. Senna 211 has 2 seconds in time penalty, so that makes this battle very interesting. He's got to not only pass Stillen, but build a 2-second gap to actually get that spot. We also have time penalties. It looks like Stillen has 11 seconds of time penalties. And 1 second for Scarlet Biwana. So we'll keep all that in mind. As we head back up front, your leader, Nodovan on lap 19, turning 30.5s. There's Bozak in second right behind him. Ten seconds back and turning fast laps of the race is now Night Racing 727, a 29.3 that time around. As he needs to get within three seconds of Bozak. And he is pushing. We'll go back to this battle, the battle of the race between Stillen and Senna 211. Right in the toe this time. And a great run trying the switchback, but Senna 211 keeps the line, and he will take fourth place. And they've touched, really touched. The front ring is gone. So definitely having to pit will be Stillen. Senna is around again. And this is going to bring T-Man into play for fourth place.
And here we are from onboard Stillen. Senna 211 getting by, and then into turn 3. Just the lightest of touches, but he spins right in front. And Stillen couldn't get it slowed down. Now having to limp all the way back without a front wing. And this has really brought T-Man 1975 into the fold for fourth place, as he is closing in on Senna now, who probably has damage as well.
Pushing right off the hill there with that damage. So into the pits will come Stillen 421. Lap 21 of 25. Get it on the old circuit. There we go. So he is in. Senna is the next one to come around. No, he's staying out. So maybe not too bad a damage there, or he thinks he can get it to the end. We check back in with his teammate Nodovan, who is leading. So this has dropped Stillen 421 down to 6th place on circuit. He is now coming back out. And that is going to be pretty much, barring any other incidents, where he is going to finish. As there's now big gaps front and tail of him. Here are your leaders as we check back in with Bozak. 3-second gap. Remember, he has a 3-second penalty for that right there. Track limits. So not so much worried about his gap to the leader. His worry is right here. Night Racing 727. A 29.1 on the last lap. The Canadian continues to lay them down. So this is now become the race on the track, is whether or not there's enough time for night racing to catch Bozak. Just has to get within 3 seconds. No time penalties for the Canadian. Your leader, Notovin, is also clean. No time penalties. T-Man is clean. Senna, 2 seconds were the penalties, so that makes it a 5-second gap for 4th place. As your leader comes through to complete, they're still in going in the pits again. So things not quite right there for the American as we jump back up front on lap 23. 3 laps to go for Notovin, who is now pulling away. Bozak seems to be struggling. He was the last to pit, so he should have the freshest tires as well, but Night Racing is really pulling him in. And slowed down again. That looked a lot like a track limit slowdown as well. As Night Racing just 4.8 seconds behind on the circuit. You can see him now. As Notovin comes around to complete lap 23. Two to go. There's Scarlet Biwana behind him. Now 2 laps down. Who says practice doesn't make perfect? Notovin was on circuit all week, every day, getting ready for this race. Oh, and he's around! Scarlet avoids him well, but that tightens things up as Bozak comes right up to him. It's still 4 seconds, the gap. Scarlet Biwana just moves it out of the way there to let the leaders go through. Not his battle. Bozak is by. But Notovin looking his first, not only podium, but race win squarely in the eye. And getting a little squirrely there. Lets Bozak close right in on him. Not sure if he's aware that Bozak is actually 3 seconds further down the road than he thinks. 1 lap to go. What a day for the Canadian. It's a 35.5, a 29.5 for Bozak. And going wide again is Notovin. Oh, these cars. You've got to be gentle with the throttle. Here they come up the hill. Night Racing in third, who just is trying to eke a few more tenths. Please fight, boys, please. Just under 4 seconds the gap. which makes it just under 1 second. Second to third. Here they come down the hill. A good exit from Nodovan. You saw night racing there in the background. And down the front straightaway, his first win in Formula Renault 35, his first win in the Night Racing League. Nodovan takes the Algarve round number 5. Bozak second, Night Racing third. Senna 211 is going to be fourth. There you see T-Man behind him. But your champion here at Algarve, Nodovan, in his first race for Vazmak, celebrates his win. Great, great job.
So with the time penalty settled, here are the final results from Algarve. Nodovan, his first ever win in the Night Racing League, followed by Bozak, who just holds off Night Racing 727. Senna 211, fourth place, followed by T-Man Stillen and Scarlett Biwana. That makes the drivers' standings 4 points now between Senna 211 and Night Racing. Night, of course, with one extra run. Bozak still third with T-Man and Stillen. Nodovan jumps from 11th to 6th. And it's now a 20-point lead for Vazmak over Besmoni in the Constructors. Join us for race 6 from the Hockenheim Ring in Germany.